To the ladies that are considering dating a truck driver and marrying one day, you need to know a few things. One, we're going to work our fucking asses off. And I'm talking early mornings, late nights. We don't know when we're getting off work. We just know that we got to get...
What's going on, world? It's your boy hotshot coming to you from Bradshaw Logistics. Here we are. It's April 25th. We're here in the office. Just calling to check in with you guys, man. You know, last week was kind of a rough week. You know, we started off good, ended up, man, we kind of went down. You know, the lows wasn't too many good lows out there. You know, the rates were down. And it was hard to find, you know what I'm saying, find some good lows, you know. With that being said, man, we're not gonna take any cheap freight from nobody, man. You know, we gotta survive out here. So we are still in Kansas. We got us a load. It's Kansas to Kansas, a container, you know what I mean, that's paying pretty good. It's 200 miles for $1,200. We jumped on that just to get moving. Hopefully everything starts to wind itself out, man. With that being said, then the fact though last week was a bad week to recover. Well, it wasn't a bad week, but it was just when you're sitting, you know what I mean, you gotta also take that in consideration. When you're sitting, your bills don't stop moving, you know what I mean? So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. You know, you have the opportunity to sit. It's up to you. You got to figure it out, you know what I mean? Because like I said, your bills don't stop. So, you know, you got to figure out, like, hey, man, do I need to just grab something to move or just to put in my bank account? You know, that's on you. It's up to you. You got to figure that out. I know us, you know, we were good at that point, you know what I'm saying? So we chose to sit. But now that, you know, things are back on beginning of the week, so now we got to pick up. We got to work hard. So with that being said, we might have to stay out here for another week or two to make up for last week. So, you know, that's what comes with territory. So, man, we're gonna get out here, man. Like I said, we're gonna try to go hard. You know, just pick things back up, man. Hopefully everything winds itself out. I pray y'all stay tuned, watch my journey. Let's go get this money. What's up, y'all? So we made it to the shipper. We loaded up. I didn't want to film it, man, because you guys have seen it so many times to where it's kind of getting old to me. But, you know what I mean? 4 scraps, chain at the front, chain at the back, tied off to itself, binder, tied off to itself, and tighten. 4 scraps down the middle, 4 scraps, secured, 200 miles, you know, can't beat it. Let's go get this money, get us another load, try to recuperate from last week. Stay tuned. My hotshot life, Bradshaw Logistics, Brad and Shaw Logistics, hotshot Shaw. Let's go get this money.
You don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me?
What's going on, y'all? So we finally made it to our next pickup over here in Dodge City, Kansas. We're picking up some farm equipment. So we're gonna get that loaded, get that scrapped in and secured. Y'all stay tuned, hotshot Shaw. Let's go get this money. What's going on, world? So we're back, and for those that are asking, yeah, we do farm equipment as well. So with that being said, you want to get your chains tied down 4 corners. So you got this corner right here, you got this corner right there. You want to make sure it's tight. Same thing over there. Same thing over there. They just threw this on there, so there's no real good way to tie this down. So I got a scrap in the back so it won't move tight. I got a chalk right here, secure with a bungee. I got my tire scraps in the front. I got me another scrap in the front. Same thing over here. You got chain on the corner, chain on the corner, chain on the corner, chain on the corner. 4 bungees. Everything's tight. Everything. Then I got a scrap down the middle. You don't have to have that scrap down the middle tight because, you know, we don't want to damage what's on top of that nylon scrap across the top. So we just threw it across the top, barely secured it. So, but other than that, man, we're looking good. We're looking real good. So this is kind of a light load. We're out here in Kansas, so we're gonna get moving before Kansas winds start kicking up because, you know, it's kind of a tall load. So we're gonna get to moving so we can get out here and get out of Kansas. I think we probably got like 200, 300 miles to get out, and we should be in Oklahoma, and we ought to be good. So y'all stay tuned. Hotshot Shaw, Bradshaw Logistics. Let's go get this money, baby.
I'm so humble I can thank him for little things. I can give God a big praise for little things because I know I don't deserve anything that he did for me. And when I start praising him, I thank him for the little things. I beat the world getting happy about little stuff. You woke me up this morning. Thank you, Jesus. You let me sleep through last night. Thank you, Jesus. You kept me when I wasn't even thinking about you. You let me get home when I was driving drunk in the street. You brought me out the club and the alley and stopped folks from shooting me and killing me. You blessed my mama and you blessed my daddy and you blessed my sister and you blessed my brother. You blessed my kids and you blessed my life. You kept my heart.
What's going on, world? So we finally made it to our destination. We're getting everything unchained, unstrapped. But couple things, man. When you're hauling these material, you want to make sure you get a hold of the receiver. Let them know, you know what I'm saying, your ETA, your time you're gonna be there, and making sure they have the equipment to unload you. You know, because it's kind of messed up when you get to the receiver and they don't have the equipment to unload everything. So, like I said, you want to make sure contact with them, let them know what you got, when time you're gonna be there. You know, do they have the equipment to unload you? You know, here it is. We made it here, but we don't have the equipment to unload everything. And then everything. So this is a 2-drop. Everything wasn't in place. You want to make sure that you have everything in place. Like on your first drop, make sure it's at the end of the trailer, not the beginning of the trailer, and that'll set you back. You want to make sure everything's in place on your drop. So when you come to the stop, if you got 2 stops, you got it's at the end. That'll come off. Then your next stop is at the top, so you'll be finished. It's just some stuff to consider about when you're out here, man. So you don't have no problem, no issues. But we're gonna work it out, man. We're gonna stay tuned. Hotshot Shaw, Bradshaw Logistics. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. So we delivered that farm equipment yesterday. We got that off. It was a 2-drop load. Common things, man, when you're dealing with a 2-drop load, man, you want to make sure things are set up in place to where you can be sufficient. First of all, you want to make sure that, again, you want to make sure your first load is at the end of the trailer and your next load is at the beginning of the trailer. So what happened was I made sure everything was set up like that, but I had the ladies from the office came in and put the serial numbers on. So they put the serial numbers on backwards, and I wasn't thinking at the time what they were doing, and it just made everything for a loop, threw everything for a loop. So when I get to the receiver, everything is flip-flopped. So you just want to make sure, to be sufficient, you want to make sure everything is set in place for that, you know what I mean? So you can be beneficial, so you can, boom, get there, unload, have them take it off, and you go on to the next stop. And then also you want to make sure you're letting them know, because you'll try to tell the brokers or your dispatch, hey man, call them and let them know that I'm on my way. And they got all type of stuff going on that they probably gonna forget anyway. So it's good on, you gotta do your due diligence to go ahead and reach out to the broker. Reach out to the customer. Hey man, yeah, so I'm gonna be there at such time. Just a heads up, man. It's they put it on with a forklift. Do you have that type of equipment to get it off? Because that's what you're gonna need. This is heavy equipment. So, because at the same time, they're not knowing how we're gonna, they're not knowing how we're gonna get this off. You just gotta give them a heads up, a heads up to let them know, because all they're doing, they purchased it, and then the customer just purchased it. The broker and whoever their customer was, they just had it shipped. But they don't, they're not letting them know, hey man, make sure you have such. Yeah, so make sure you have that such to get that off the truck. So man, it's just a couple things you can do to set in place to make sure you're sufficient, man. It makes it, like I said, I wasted a lot of time at both stops. And it was kind of my fault on the last stop, because I went from the first stop, went through the same thing, didn't let them know that I was coming. Went to the second stop, they didn't know I was coming, they weren't even there. You know what I mean? So I had to wait on them to come back. And it really just lasted all day. It was just a waste of time, man. Just think about that moving forward, man. Just make sure you're letting your customers know when you're delivering, what you're delivering, time, ETA, so they can be heads up. It's just common courtesy. But, moving past that, you know what I mean? So here it is, Thursday. We booked a load. It's a day cab. It's 18,000 pounds, 500 miles. It's going from Mississippi to Houston. 500 miles. It's paying $3,200. I really don't like mess with the heavy loads like that. I like to take it lightly. I like to take it light. You know what I mean? I don't like to stress out my truck and my trailer, even though she can pull it and all. But I'm trying to get home, because I gotta look at another truck that I might be adding on to the fleet. Possibly I might be getting this truck. It's a 4500. 4500 chassis. Gentleman selling it, so I might be taking it. It's something that I want, man. I either want a 45 or a 55. Been wanting it, so I gotta get home, go ahead and look at that, fill out the paperwork, what I gotta do to take that vehicle over, if it's still in a good condition. So that's why I kind of took this load, even though it's paying good. I really don't like taking heavy loads like that, but it's paying good, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. It's going, like I said, it's going back to Houston, and then from Houston, I'm like an hour away. My house is like an hour away from there, so I possibly could find me something to get from there to, get from Houston to home. But it depends on what comes through. So I'm gonna look before I head out. I'm gonna have my dispatch look before I head out. Before I deadhead. But yeah, we're actually on our way now to pick up the Mack truck. So stay tuned. I'm gonna show y'all guys that and get it secured, get it strapped in. Stay tuned. Hotshot. Let's go get this money. What's going on, y'all? So guess we made it to our pickup. We got that right there, man. Let's see what it do. Got a heavy load going home. Heavy load going home. So we pretty much licked the, man, it's probably gonna be the last time I haul oversized load like this. But main thing is, like I said, you wanna do, get your corners, 4 corners, get it tight. 4 corners, wrap it around the axle. Any type of securement on the frame itself is good. 4 corners. I did on each side, I did 4. So we got one right here, and one in the front. Yep. One in the front, 4 corners. Chalks, front and back. Chalks, front and back. Like I said, man, I worry about my safety and others. Chalks, front and back. Chalks, front and back. But yeah, man, like I said, man, it's probably gonna be my last time hauling something like this. It paid good. Paid $2,800. Going 500 miles. But yeah, it's gonna be my last. Y'all stay tuned. Hotshot show.
No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. It ain't over. Ain't no such a thing as over. As long as God wakes you up, that means he ain't through with you yet. And if he wakes you up, you got a shot to correct it and get it right.
2,000 years later.
That's just how it rides. Like up in my bridges, that's just how it came. Keep a 30 on me, nigga, don't get out the way. No, I get my preacher on. Yeah, big old down on either on. Fly then the eagle, big old shooter, pull up in them Regals on. Jump out them on my feet, but this that gang, I put them demons on. Puss that nigga not equal, we talk Eagles, I got that ether on. They didn't believe I'm the people choice. They didn't believe in us, whenever you in them Adidas on. Y'all scared to come outside.